Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Nancy, and if this is your first time coming across my channel, please subscribe and also turn on your notification bell so you'll be the first to be notified when I upload new tutorials. In today's class, we're going to be learning how to make this simple A-line dress with a cowl neck at the front and at the back as well. So if this is something you're interested in learning, keep on watching and let's get started. The name of this fabric is called a Duchess fabric, and the amount of fabric I used in achieving this dress is 2.5 yards. So I'm going to start by marking out the front piece. I folded this fabric into two. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to pin the fabric together so it doesn't shift while marking on the fabric. So the first step is to mark the length of the dress. I want my dress length to be 39 inches, so I added 1 inch sewing allowance to the bottom to make it 40 inches altogether. So now I'm going to adjust my fabric to mark the starting line, which is also called the shoulder line. So now I'm going to draw a straight line across this point, and this line is called the shoulder line. Now from the center fold of the starting line, I place my tape measure to mark a neck width of 3 inches and a neck depth of 1 inch. Now I'm going to connect these 2 points together to form a curved neckline. And from the center of the shoulder line again, I'll place my tape measure to mark my shoulder measurements divided by 2 plus half of an inch stitching allowance. That will be 7.5 inches. Now from this point, I'll come down by 1 inch to connect. Now from the shoulder slope, I would place my tape measure to mark the armhole depth, which is gotten by dividing your bust measurement into 6, then adding 1.5 to it. Now I'm going to go ahead to connect the shoulder slope to meet this point, and then I'll draw a straight line across the end of the armhole depth, and this new line is going to be labeled as the chest line. So now on the armhole line, I'm going to place my tape measure to mark the midpoint. Now on the chest line, I'm going to place my bust measurement divided by 4, and I'll go ahead to add a sewing allowance of 2 inches by the side here. So I used 2 inches because I don't want the dress to be very big or very tight. Now I'm going to connect the shoulder slope to meet the midpoint on the armhole and to meet the bust measurement, and this would form the armhole curve. After this, I'm going to place the tape measure on the shoulder line to mark my waistline, which is 15.5 inches, and then I'll draw a straight line across this point I marked from the shoulder line to mark my hip line, which is 25 inches. Now on the hip line, I'll draw a straight line across this point. So on the waistline, I placed my waist measurement divided by 4, and I added 2 inches sewing allowance to the side. On the hip line, I placed my hip measurement divided by 4, and I also added 2 inches stitching allowance to the side. Now I'm going to connect the bust measurement to meet the waist measurement, and then from the waist to the hip. So since this is an A-line dress, I'm going to be placing the measurements I have on the hip with the stitching allowance included. So altogether, this is 11 inches. I'm going to replace it on the hem to mark 11 inches. And then I would add 2 inches allowance to the side to connect it with a straight line to meet the hip line. So guys, this is basically how to make the hair shape of this dress. I'm going to adjust my fabric so you can see the upper part clearly, because the next thing we are going to be doing is to add half of an inch stitching allowance to the shoulder slope. After this, we're going to be working on the cowl neckline. I am going to be using a paper stay as a template to retrace only the upper part. So I'm going to place my single paper stay. You can see that from the paper stay, the upper part of this dress is visible. So that is the idea. Now what we are going to do is to trim out the armhole itself, following the line underneath the paper stay to trim out the shoulder, the neckline, and I'm also going to be trimming out the chest line. So this is basically how to go about it. Once you are done with this, you'd notice that I actually just trimmed out from the shoulder to the chest line using the paper stay alone. Now once you are done with that, you are going to pin the end of the armhole here so that you can easily adjust the paper stay to form the cowl neckline. So you can see me trying to adjust the paper stay, and this is how you should do it. Now, depending on how deep you want the neckline to be, you are going to be placing your tape measure from the chest line here upward. I want mine to be deep, so about 6 inches. If you want yours to be deeper than 6 inches, maybe you want your cleavage to show, then you can use 7 inches, but I want mine to be 6 inches. So guys, once I'm done adjusting the paper stay, I'll go ahead to pin the paper stay on the fabric so that it doesn't move. So after doing this, I'm going to extend the neck width to meet the center of the fabric with a straight line, just like you see me doing. It's very easy. Once you are done with that, you trace out the shoulder line, you trace out the armhole as well. So this is basically how to go about the neckline for the cowl neck. So this is how it should be once you are done tracing out. Now the next thing you are going to do is to cut out the fabric following the direction of the chalk. So pay attention to the area I'm cutting so you don't make any mistake. So guys, remember that I folded my fabric into two, so this is just for the front piece. If you folded your fabric into four and you do exactly the same thing I've done here, you'll be able to get both the front piece and the back piece together. But since this is just the front piece, I'm going to fold my fabric into two again and then place this front piece directly on it to cut out exactly the same shape, so it will give us the back piece. So guys, you can see that I've gone ahead to cut out the back piece. It's exactly the same shape. Now I'm going to adjust the fabric upward so that we can trim out the excess fabric that would be around this area, like the edge. Since this is an A-line dress, it's very important to do this. So I'm going to place my tape measure to mark 1 inch by the side here, and then I will use my chalk to just blend it into the M to trim out this excess fabric at the corner. So with this, you won't be having extra fabric protruding out after stitching the bottom of this dress. Now once you're done with that, you go ahead to unpin the both the front piece and the back piece. So guys, after pinning, this is how the cowl neckline should look like. You can see it came out really nice. So what we are going to be doing now is to cut out a facing that would be using to turn the neck area of the cowl neck. So I'm going to fold this piece into two to place the front piece directly on it, and then I'll go ahead to cut out the facing I'll be using for the cowl neckline. So I'm going to trace out the neckline like you see me doing, and to also trace out the shoulder line and the armhole line. So this is where the facing is going to stop. So just go ahead to cut out following the direction of the chalk. So I want the end of the facing should stop directly at the end of the armhole. So this is me cutting it out. So this is basically how to go about the facing. Now take note of something here. You are going to be cutting out this facing again. So you need two facing because you are going to be using one for the cowl neck for the front piece of the dress and the other one for the cowl neck for the back piece of the dress. So this is the front piece. I would place the facing directly on the right side of the front piece to stitch the neckline by half of an inch following the direction of the chalk. Now for the back piece, I'll be placing the second facing directly on the right side to stitch the neckline by half of an inch, just like you see me doing. After stitching the neckline, this is how it should be. Now I'm going to turn the facing to the wrong side of the dress, and then I'll go ahead to iron the facing properly. After ironing, I would pin the facing to the actual dress. So guys, once you are done pinning the facing, this is how the dress should look like at the front. You can see the neckline is very neat now. So I'll be repeating the same thing for the back piece as well. So guys, this is the second part of the dress. You can see that I've gone ahead to iron it and I'm pinning the facing to the actual fabric, one thing you should know is that the front piece of this dress and the back piece of this dress is actually the same thing. There is no difference. But while I was ironing this particular part, I mistakenly burnt the fabric on this part here. So we'll figure out what to do on that area later. So this is the reason why I'll be picking this part as my front piece. That's the front piece of the dress. Now I'll go ahead to place the back piece of the dress on the front piece of the dress this way, and then on the shoulders here, I'm going to pick the joining around the shoulder to meet each other, and then I would pin the center first before I go ahead to pin the rest of the shoulders. After doing that, I'll head over to my sewing machine to stitch the shoulders by half of an inch, and I'll do the same thing on this other side of the shoulders as well. So guys, after stitching the shoulders together, this is how it should be. Now the next thing I'm going to do is to head over to my overlocking machine to overlock the edges of the facing. And once you are done with that, the next thing you need to do is to fold the dress into two this way. That's the front piece into two or the back piece into two. But I think I decided to fold this part into two because this is where the choke is at the wrong side of the fabric. So the purpose of doing this is because I want to make a band for the back piece of this dress. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to place my tape measure from the waistline to mark 2 inches above the waistline, and from the waistline again I'm going to mark 3 inches below the waistline. So this is the length I want the band to be at the back of this dress. So now I'm going to extend this line all the way to the center fold. So now to cut out the band, I'm going to be placing a paper stay directly on the back piece here to trim out the waistband, following the direction of the choke below the paper stay. And I'm also going to be trimming out this side as well. So this is just going to be like a template in cutting the waistband. Now the next thing I'm going to do is to place my tape measure on the waistband to mark the midpoint. So now from this midpoint I marked, I'm going to be drawing a straight line to trim it out this way. Can you see? I'm going to trim it out this way. Now this space here is for the loops that is going to be inserted into the waistband. So now let's go ahead to cut out the waistband. These are my pieces here. I folded them into two. So now I'm going to place the template directly on the folded pieces. Now I'm going to add half of an inch stitching allowance to the sides of the template. So after doing that, I'll go ahead to trim out the excess fabric by the sides, and then I'll open up this fold here. I'll place this piece on the second band to cut out exactly the same shape. And once I'm done, the next thing I'm going to do is to separate this, so we have two pieces for each. So before stitching the bands together, I'm going to be using this exact fabric to make a long strap so that I'll be able to cut out the little piece I'll be using for the loops. I want the length of the loops to be 3 inches, so I'm going ahead to cut out each pieces. And once I'm done with this, I'll go ahead to mark the points I want the loops to be placed. So now on this straight part of the band, I'll place my tape to mark half of an inch at the top and at the bottom as well. Then from the top part where I marked half of an inch, I would mark 2 inches distance and another 2 inches. So basically I would be placing just 4 loops. If you want yours to be more than 4 loops, then you can just go ahead to mark 1 inch distance from each other. So once I'm done, like I would fold my loop into two to place it directly on the point I marked, and then use the second part of the band to hold it, like to cover it this way, and then I'll go ahead to pin the last loop. Once I'm done with this, I'll head over to my sewing machine to stitch the sides of the band following the direction of my finger. While this part will remain opened, I'll do the same for the second band. So once you're done stitching the sides of the band, you cut out the sharp edges by the two sides, and then you turn the band to the right side of the fabric. So I've done that for the second band. as well. So this is basically how it is. Now you head over to your sewing machine to iron the band properly. So to insert the band to the waist, we are going to be placing the front piece on the back piece this way, making sure that the sides are equal. And then I'll go ahead to place my band on the waistline. So make sure you're working with the same shape. Like you can see that the band has its own waist shape. So make sure you're placing it on the waist of your actual fabric, in between the front piece and the back piece of the dress. And I'll do the same on the other side as well. So make sure you're pinning this together so it doesn't shift. Once you are done, you are going to pin the rest of the dress together. That's the front piece and the back piece, from the top all the way down to the bottom of the dress. And after pinning, you'd head over to the sewing machine to stitch the sides together by 1 inch, following the direction of my finger. So once you are done stitching the sides, you are going to notch the waist area just by half of an inch inward, just a little, and then you turn the dress to the right side of the fabric. So guys, you can see the band, you can see it came out really nice. Now the next thing I'm going to do is to attach the sleeve to the armhole of this dress. So I decided to use a long sleeve, and I've gone ahead to make the sleeve already. So what I'm going to do is just to attach my sleeves to the armhole of the dress. So this is my dress, and I'll be stitching the sleeve to the armhole by half of an inch on this side, and I'll stitch the second sleeve here to the armhole of the dress by half of an inch. And the next thing I'm going to do is to secure the hem of this dress by folding it half-inch inward and further folding it half-inch all through. So guys, the dress is ready, and the final step is to use the fabric to make a long strap. So I'm going to be using pieces of my fabric to make a long strap, and after making the strap, this is how the strap should be. I'm going to go ahead to pass the strap into the loops. Alright, thanks for watching, and I hope this tutorial was helpful. You should give it a try, and if you're new to my channel, please do not forget to subscribe and also turn on your notification bell so you'll be the first to be notified when I upload new tutorials. Thank you for watching, and see you in my next one.